Hey guys, this is Mrs. Tonkin. I'm going to be going over the first objective in the learning series, Motion 1.1, and this is all about frame of reference. The objective states that you need to explain that the motion of an object depends on the observer's frame of reference and is described in terms of distance, position, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, and time. Now, a lot of these terms will be discussed throughout the unit, but I'm just going to kind of go over the basics of the concept of frame of reference. So, with me here today, I have my trusty Ram truck. He's pretty sweet. His doors open and all that good stuff. And we're just going to think about this Ram truck just kind of cruising down the street. Okay, so he's cruising down the street, and let me get a couple little assistants here. I've got blue guy standing over here in terms of the truck. And then I've got, let me get green. I've got my little green guy standing on the opposite side of the street. Okay. So, truck guy here cruises on by, and he's driving, whatever. So, if I'm in the perspective of green guy, then I say, well, from my perspective, it looks as if the truck went from my right to my left. All right, so he's traveling from the right to the left. Well, if I'm looking at blue guy up here as the truck goes by, he's on the opposite side of the street, and he says, well, no, it looks like the truck is going from my left to my right. Now, here's a big question. Is green guy right? Is blue guy right? Are both of them right? Or neither of them right? And why? Well, frame of reference is just kind of a fancy scientific term for perspective. Okay, so from someone's perspective, they might maybe view something a little bit different. And that's not necessarily wrong or right or accurate or inaccurate. It's just a different perspective or a different frame of reference. Now, in physics, your perspective on things is essential. Understanding and describing the motion of the truck is absolutely essential. If we describe motion just all wimbly-bimbly, however we wanted, then describing motion would be really, really confusing from one person to another. So instead, what we do is we establish a common frame of reference. And oftentimes in physics, we talk about things in terms of direction. That could be north, south, east, west, left, right, up, down. But what I like to do is I like to really focus on, say, a number line. Positive on this guy, negative. So let's see what that just did. If I go positive, negative, instead of left, right, and these guys, green guy, blue guy. So, truck again, drives by green guy. And I say, green guy, instead of saying left to right, why don't you use the positive and negative sign? How did he travel? Oh, well, he traveled from the positives to the negatives. All right, blue guy, last time you said left to right, what do you say now? Oh, he traveled positives to negatives. So it is essential in physics to establish a common frame of reference so that our perspectives don't really matter, not that they're right or not that they're wrong, but now we can talk about motion in a more general term and we can actually describe the motion of the object. Other things to consider that they talk about are the initial position of the object, the speed of the object, the velocity, whether or not the object is accelerating, how much time it took. But for now, those are the basics for frame of reference, aka fancy term from your perspective.